Dre, what did you think about his performance tonight?
I mean, he did what he had to do. I mean, it was, you know, obviously it was an abrupt ending, so you didn't get to see. People wanted to see more of it. But I think Gvozdyk showed what he's always shown. You know, he's a really good boxer. He's technical. He's accurate, but he's only going to give you so much in terms of like offense. You know, if a guy brings the fight to him, he'll get more offense from him. But I don't know if he has that other gear mentally. You know, and he's going to need that as he faces these other dudes in the light heavyweight division.
When a guy like Marcus Brown, you know, give respect a real, you know, a real hard fight.
Yeah, of course, absolutely. Absolutely. He's a young gun. And a young gun that not a lot of people are talking about.
Right.
So if he keeps training, if he continues to stay humble but stays hungry, he can give anybody in the light heavyweight division problems.
How do you know just by looking at it? How can you judge if he has a second gear or not just by being a commentator?
I've watched him several times, you know, and I've been around the sport since I've been a baby, so and I also gauge it by talking to him. Hey man, how do you feel about unifying the titles? You know, it's not really, you know, I just want to defend my belt. That's not really, you know, something that he's eager to do, which, you know, doesn't tell you everything, but it definitely tells you his mental makeup. And I think that's part of why he may have Teddy Atlas, you know, on his team to try to get him riled up and try to make sure that he stays focused, because he's shown in previous fights that he has mental lapses. Okay.
Yeah. We got to take it. One more. How disappointed as a fighter is it to train 6 weeks and then have it end?
Yeah, that's never happened to me, thank God. But it's the worst, man. You gotta compartmentalize the disappointment, and you gotta look at the bright side and say, look, I know, you know, it's not what the fans wanted. I know that was, you know, it's not what we trained for. But you gotta take the defense. You gotta take your check. You gotta go home and just look forward to what's next. I mean, what else can you do?
And when you hurt a guy like Adonis Stevenson, how does that affect you in training? You know, I know if I hurt a guy like that and he was in a coma or whatever, it would be hard for me to, I'm not a fighter, but it would be hard for me to mentally prepare to hurt somebody else when you know
every person is different. They process, you know, trauma and tragedy in different kind of ways. I said this on the air. I know for a fact, and I'd already made up my mind many years ago that if that ever happened, if I was, you know, ever a guy who, you know, maybe maimed somebody, or God forbid they lost their life in the ring at you know, the hands of myself, I'd be done. That's it. I'm not boxing no more. But that's just me.